Okay, so when we look at the best video games of 2023, games like Baldur's Gate 3, Hogwarts Legacy, and Diablo 4 come to mind, especially in relation to the RPG genre. And everyone has their own respective opinion on what the best video game of 2023 is. But as far as RPGs are concerned, um, the same thing can be said because Baldur's Gate 3 and Diablo 4 were highly anticipated video games that people have waited at least a decade to see. And I mean, you look at like the sales and the metrics and all that stuff. I think I think Baldur's Gate 3 may have sold the most because last time I checked, it sold somewhere between 21 to 22 mil. And Hogwarts Legacy came out earlier this year, back in February of 2023. And I think since its release, it managed to generate at least $1 billion in terms of revenue. And, and like for the most part, it got a lot of mainstream attention due to the LGBTQ controversy and all that stuff. But but yeah, I mean, a lot of people, including myself, initially thought this was going to be like one of the top RPGs of the year. Um, and Diablo 4 is a game that people have been waiting to see since the mid teens because Diablo 3 came out back in 2012. And and yeah, I mean, Diablo 4 made a ton of money when it first came out because I think it initially made like $666 million within weeks after it was first released. Now, I'm not exactly sure what the exact sales number of Diablo 4 is, but I do know that for the most part, it seems like that game has gotten overshadowed within the past like month or so because people are not really talking about it as much as other games. And when you go to Metacritic, Baldur's Gate 3, I believe, is it got like a higher score than Diablo 4 because I believe the Metascore for Baldur's Gate 3 is 96, while the Metascore for Diablo 4 is like 91. And I believe like the Metascore for Hogwarts Legacy is like somewhere in the 80s. It's like 84 or something like that. But it seems like the bar has been set really high this year as far as like gaming in general is concerned because we had so many like high profile video game releases to a point where a lot of people are debating on what the best RPG of this year is. And if we're going like strictly by like mainstream attention and like the Metascore and reviews and all that stuff, a lot of people will probably go on record and say that Baldur's Gate 3 is probably like the best RPG of 2023. Diablo 4, I feel like for the most part, like the microtransactions was something that kind of harmed the overall quality of the game. But aside from that, people loved it. They had nothing but good things to say about it. And I feel like if Diablo 4 came out last year or if it was supposed to come out next year, it probably would have stood out more because, like, you look at this year, it seemed like this year there's been a lot of games that kind of took the spotlight and the shine off of Diablo 4 and even like Hogwarts Legacy, within the past like couple of months or so. Um like right now, like people are focusing on like other games that has recently come out within the past couple of weeks, like Marvel Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Wonder, games like that. And hell, even like Alan Wake 2, which a lot of people are saying is probably the best horror game of 2023. And I believe that game also got a higher Metascore than Resident Evil 4 Remake, a game that people have been buzzing about and hyping the hell out of before its release earlier this year, back in March of 2023. But as far as the best role playing game of 2023 is concerned, it would have to be one of these three games. But it seems like a lot of people are leaning more towards Baldur's Gate in terms of being the best RPG of 2023.